Something happened this morning. You woke up. Maybe you felt okay for a second, that quiet moment right before the brain fully switches on. And then you picked something up, a phone, a newspaper, a conversation, a screen somewhere in the background, and suddenly you knew things. Things that happened overnight in a country far away, things people online are furious about, things someone said that everyone has an opinion on, things that don't affect your day at all, but now they're inside you anyway. And the day hasn't even started, and already something feels heavy. You can't name it exactly. You just feel slightly less like yourself than you did 30 seconds ago. That feeling has a reason, and it's not weakness, and it's not anxiety. It's something much simpler than that.
Your mind was never meant to hold this much. Think about your grandparents for a second. Not their whole life, just one ordinary Tuesday. They woke up, they had problems, real ones probably. Money, health, relationships, work. But the problems they carried were mostly theirs, or their neighbors, or their towns. They didn't sit down to breakfast already holding the emotional weight of 12 countries, 47 arguments they weren't part of, and a breaking news story that updated 3 times before the coffee finished brewing. They just had their life. And there's something in that we don't talk about enough. Not because the past was better. It wasn't always. But because somewhere along the way, the border between my world and the entire world disappeared. And nobody told your nervous system that was happening. Nobody asked if it was ready. It just had to absorb everything, every day, without a break, without a filter, without permission to say, that's enough for today. And the result of that is walking around feeling full in a way that has nothing to do with eating, full of noise, full of other people's urgency, full of things you can't fix, can't change, and couldn't have prevented. Just full. And here's the thing nobody says out loud. Most of what filled you today, you'll forget by Thursday. It didn't matter. But your body doesn't know that yet. It treated all of it like it mattered. Because that's what bodies do.
We confused being informed with being responsible. Somewhere it became a virtue, knowing everything, staying updated, having an opinion on everything that happened, like if you missed a headline you were failing somehow. Like if you weren't outraged about the right thing this week, something was wrong with you. Like keeping up with the world was the same as being a good person. But think about the people you genuinely admire, the ones who seem settled, who listen well, who make you feel calmer just being around them. Are they the ones who know everything? Or are they the ones who seem to have decided, quietly, without announcing it, what they're going to let in and what they're not? Because those two things are not the same. Being informed is real. It matters for some things, in some amounts. But being flooded, that's not information anymore. That's just noise wearing a serious costume. And the difference between the two is something most people have never been taught to notice.
The guilt of not keeping up. Here is the part that stings. Because it's not just the information itself that exhausts people. It's the guilt of not consuming enough of it. The feeling that you should know more, that you should care more, that you should have a take on this, that you should be more aware. And that guilt is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It just sits there, making rest feel irresponsible, making silence feel lazy, making a calm Tuesday feel like you're somehow falling behind. But behind what, exactly? The answer to that question, most people don't have. They just feel it, this low hum of you should be more plugged in. And that hum never really stops, not because it's true, but because nobody ever told them it was okay to turn it off. So here is something worth sitting with for a moment. What if not knowing wasn't ignorance? What if it was just having a human-sized life?
A smaller world can feel more real. The people who seem genuinely calm, not performing calm, not pretending to be unbothered, actually calm, they usually have something in common. They have a smaller informational world. Not a stupid world, not an uninformed world, just a selected one. They chose what gets in, and they let a lot of it wait outside. And because of that, the things that actually matter to them, their relationships, their work, their thoughts, their own life, those things have room to breathe, room to matter, room to be felt properly instead of being rushed past on the way to the next update. That's not ignorance. That's just protecting your attention like it's worth something. Because it is. Your attention is the most personal thing you own. More personal than your opinions, more personal than your schedule, more personal than almost anything. And every day, quietly, without asking, the world helps itself to enormous amounts of it. Maybe it's okay to start being a little more careful about who gets in. Maybe the goal was never to know everything. Maybe it was always just to know your own life deeply enough to actually live it. If that idea felt like a small relief, I made a short, free guide on protecting your focus and emotional space in a noisy world. It's linked below. No pressure, just something small that might help.